Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me. Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is a 2020 model year 70-piece platinum Japanese domestic market limited edition for Yoshida of Tokyo by Audemars Piguet. You were looking at the Royal Oak Jumbo reference 15206PT. Onyx gem set dial, platinum case, not large, but massive at 248.7 grams. Folks, that is well over half a pound. 39 millimeters in diameter. It is 8.7 millimeters thick. Lug tip to lug tip, just the case, 48.9 millimeters. If we include these little intermediate links, the plots they're called, the total distance across the wrist is actually 52.1 millimeters. So I always tell people with a Royal Oak on a bracelet or an offshore, size up about 2 millimeters to get a sense of how it wears. It's a 39, but it actually sits and fits a lot like roughly a 41 millimeter round watch. Now it's a great fit for my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, and the downward angle of the lugs does help the fit somewhat. So I believe you could probably wear this on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference, and it will easily slide underneath a dress cuff. Take one more look down the barrel, and then one look over the top. Let's take a look at the details. This is platinum, ultra white platinum. And you can actually see the difference between traditional white gold with the bezel bolts being a considerably warmer tone compared to the white of the platinum. You can see that the bezel features a satin flank, polished edge, and then vertical satin finish on top. The case lines continue from bezel through mid-case into the case back. You can see the crown is hexagonal, so are the bolts in the bezel. The original Royal Oak, created by Gerald Genta in 1972, had a rounded octagonal bezel inspired by a vintage diving helmet. Then and now, what you're paying for is exterior finish. Never easy to do in platinum, a material that tends to run, smear, and deform. It's very sensitive to the use of heat. Now, you can see this watch is pre-owned. It is not an immaculate timepiece, but it is very, very good. Taking a quick look, you can see the finish of the bracelet, which requires about 9 to 11 hours to complete. It is present, correct, and gorgeous, intricate as ever. It's a big part of the attraction of these watches. The bracelet held to the case using screws and bars, a very secure method, and one that I endorse for a large, heavy, and valuable watch. You can see polishing of the intermediate links inside the bracelet, the polished bevel down the edges, satin finish on the top, longitudinal satin finish vertical in profile, removable links fixed by screws so you can remove them with a jeweler's screwdriver. It is a massive bracelet and quite robust. As you can see, we have thick swing arms here with satin finish and media blast. It's a sequential close, one side before the other, and twin trigger release, so it pops open when you press down both these triggers, not when you don't. Taking a look around the side, you can see we've got a push-down crown. So while it's 50 meters rated, with a push-down crown, I recommend you not swim with it. Rolling around to the dial side here, you can see that we have a polished inner bezel, which is a feature I adore on Royal Oaks, as it seems to increase the size and luminosity of the dials. Now, what we have here is a polished onyx dial. It's not the traditional hobnail tapisserie. It's a flat, mirrored, seamless shine, more than you can get with enamel, because enamel always has a little bit of an orange peel. With onyx polished and lapped, it's perfectly smooth and glassy. We have white gold indices that are set with brilliant cut diamonds. We do actually, because I know you're wondering, have a little bit of lume here. Not a lot, but some. The watch is equipped with a unique sort of quasi-quickset system that I'll demonstrate right now. This is based on the old JLC 920 Bausch, which means this Audemars Piguet 2121 uses a movement designed for Patek, Audemars, and Vacheron by JLC and only ever used by those three customers. So it's a historic piece, which is why it has this sort of seesaw semi-quickset. You roll back to 10 p.m. and then through 12 a.m., and it advances the date in a ratcheting format. White gold hands, indices, and AP logos. They won't oxidize or tarnish with time. You can see through the case back that lovely and now discontinued caliber 2121. Beautifully decorated. You can see it remains ultra thin, always its calling card. It has a beryllium ring around the movement. There's a mass on one side and then 4 ruby roller bearings at the side, so the ring and the mass can be very close hauled to the bridges and the plates without ever coming in contact with them. It's a unidirectional winder. It's got a 40-hour power reserve. It pivots on 36 joules. It's got a free-sprung gyromax style balance for stability against shock, but also precise adjustment. Again, the 40-hour power reserve, you can see it's got what I believe to be a hanging barrel. It is only mounted hard on one side, and it's a good-looking movement with bevels as broad and mirrored as anything AP has ever created. There's a reason why AP now uses the caliber 7121, and it's because that is easier to mass produce than this. So while this may not have the technical chops of the newer movement, it is more beautifully decorated in almost every regard, and artisanally so. You can see the internally skeletonized and beveled rotor, which also features satination polish, and then outboard you can see this unique sort of hobnail engine turning, reminding us that on a standard Royal Oak Jumbo you would have the petite tapisserie, not here, but that's a little nod to the standard Jumbo. All this is quite thin. The movement's only 2.4 millimeters thick for the edition of the date, and I should mention it's got a quirky vintagey beat rate of 19,800 vibrations per hour, ultra-thin solarized winding train wheels. You can see the ratchet wheel, the crown wheel cover, or center I should say, is also solarized. Polished screw heads with chamfered slots in circumference, and then we have anglage within all the jewel and screw sinks as well, with engine turning on the base plate. It is a beautiful caliber. If you love this watch, and it is massive and rare, reach out to Team Mosso at the 1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.